What I'm going to show you today is how to make some sriracha hot sauce. All right, now these are the things you're going to need. You're going to need either some Fresno peppers, or you can use some red jalapenos, some garlic, rice vinegar, a blender, some type of fermentation vessel, sugar, salt, it could be kosher or sea salt, and a scale, because everything is weighed out to proportions. Basically the salt and the peppers, the rice vinegar and the sugar, you add that to taste or how you feel, whatever you might feel more comfortable with your sriracha tasting like. But without further ado, we're gonna get into it. Make sure your peppers are all washed and dried. And now, before you add your peppers to the container you're gonna weigh them in, what you wanna do is zero out the container or subtract the weight of the container from the peppers. And if you got a scale that you can zero out the weight of the container first, instead of subtracting it from the weight of your peppers, it'd be better. Like in this case, it'd be easy for me if I was to go with ounces, but I'm not gonna go with ounces. I am gonna go with millimeters. Or I can go with grams, but I'm gonna go with millimeters. And I can subtract 29 from the weight of the peppers if I wanted to, but I don't want to do that kind of math right now. I mean, I could, because I'm gonna use a calculator anyway when I times the weight of the peppers times 3% salt. But I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna zero out the weight of my container. So now, as you can see, it's already minus. Put it back on there. It's at a zero weight. So let's add the peppers and see how much weight we got. Now you see mine is 423 millimeters. Let's times that, times 3%, so we can know how much salt to add. All right, so that is 423 times 0.03. That gives us 12.69 millimeters of salt. I'll probably just round that either to 12.5 or maybe 13. Either or, it's not gonna make too much of a difference. Just like we weighed out the peppers, we're gonna zero out our measurements for the salt. That bowl's weighing 70 millimeters. Wow, that thing weighed more than that. Anyway, let's zero that out. Now let's go ahead and add our salt. We want 12.5, or we can round that out to 13. Oh, it's too much. We need to take some back. We're gonna round that out to 13. Now what you want to do is we're gonna start adding our peppers to our blender. And all this will lower down. It might seem like too much right now at the moment, but it's gonna blend down. You'll see what I mean here in just a second. Now folks, what I'm gonna go ahead and do here is I'm gonna go ahead and start blending up some of my peppers so I can make room for the other peppers, and I'll add the salt as soon as I get all these chopped up. But this is just so I can have more room, because that's a lot of space in there for room. We're gonna get these blended up. I put the garlic in last, and that's some strong stuff. And by the way, folks, if you're really sensitive to capsaicin, I would advise you use some gloves, but these are jalapenos. They're not that sensitive to me, but when I show y'all, now the smell can get to you a little bit. But when I show y'all the other peppers, like the stronger peppers, you will want to use some gloves. All right, we're gonna go ahead and add that 3% salt. Looking good, looking good. Let's get our garlic in here.
And folks, I am using if you're following my
All right, now we're ready to add it to our fermentation vessel. Now folks, let me tell you this. If you don't have a fermentation lid or anything like this, as long as you got a plastic bag like a Ziploc baggie and a rubber band, you can use this. You just have to burp it yourself every other day or so, because we are gonna let that ferment for 7 days till its fullest potential. Let's go ahead and start adding our concoction. All right. So you do want to leave a little bit of airspace in there so it can have a little bit of room to breathe on its own. Let me clean that up real fast here. Hanging around on the outside of it. All right. Put our lid on. We're going to date this jar. We're going to let it sit in a dark place for 7 days, but we're going to check on it every day and make sure we give it a stir. I don't have to burp mine because I have a fermentation lid. But if you use the plastic method, you're going to remember to burp it every day so it don't bust on you, because this is going to push air out. It's already starting to make air bubbles. Today is the 21st, so I will be seeing y'all 7 days from now. Store that in a nice, cool, dark, dry place without no sunlight mainly, but the kitchen corner is fine. But I'm gonna stick mine up in the cabinet. I'll see you guys tomorrow because we gotta give that a stir every day just to get everything mixed back up and everything can ferment well. All right, y'all, this is the next day. And it's time to give it a stir. You see all that good liquid at the bottom? Look at that. It is ready. It's releasing there, but it's only tiny. All right, you guys. Let's release some air. Let's release some air. A little bit more before I open it up. Should have had a little bit more air space. Ooh. A lot of air trapped in there. Also important to leave a little airspace at the top. I didn't quite leave enough, or I should have stirred it a lot sooner, put it that way. But anyway, folks, y'all get the gist of it. And now I will be back with y'all on the last day. I just had to show y'all what the next day looked like. Every day won't be as bad as the first day, but you still want to give it a stir every day. Make sure you clean your lid out before you reseal it. All right, y'all. All right, folks, the time has come. We're going to pour everything inside a strainer because what we want is to keep the juices that it has pulled from the peppers, because this is going to be our hot sauce, our sriracha sauce. And stay tuned for the end because we're going to keep this mash. You can make a seasoning from this. Now I'm going to speed this up, folks, because this can get kind of boring to watch. But I'm not going to cut the video. I'm just going to speed it up. Just keep on smashing till you can't get no more juice out. Now I think I got as much liquid out of here as I can. Now folks, you may want to keep this if you like making seasonings, because this can be dehydrated and grinded up to make a great seasoning. And now we're going to cook our sauce and add our sugar and our rice vinegar. And this is also the step where you decide how thick you want your sauce. I'm going to let mine cook a little bit longer so it can evaporate more, because I like my sriracha a little on the thick side. You can keep it like this if you choose. You just want to make sure all your sugar has melted down. I'm going to add 3 teaspoons of sugar. 2 tablespoons of rice vinegar. Now just keep stirring it, folks, because you don't want it to scorch or stick to the bottom till it's the thickness that let it cool off, and this can last you up to a month in the fridge. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.